Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my Blackrock Foundry Hearthstone card review. Today, at PAX East, during the Blizzard panel, there were 5 new cards announced, along with the new adventure, Blackrock Mountain. There are 5 new cards released, and an entirely new adventure. It's going to be styled the same way that Next Rammus was styled, same 5 wings, except this time, the only difference is, this time there's going to be 17 bosses instead of 15 bosses, like there was in Next Rammus. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over each individual card, and I'm going to review it, tell you how I think it'll do in Constructed, in Arena, and, well, let's just begin. So the first one that we're going to review is the Blackwing Technician. This card is 3 mana, 2/4, but it's Battlecry. If you're holding a dragon, gain +1/+1. I've seen this compared to Tinkertown Technician. It's Blackwing Technician compared to Tinkertown Technician. They even sound similar. Tinkertown Technician, as you all know, is a 3 mana, 3/3, but if you have a mech on the board, it's a 3 mana, 4/4, which is, of course, really good. And you get a spare part. Now, this one is a little bit easier to activate because having a mech on the board is harder than having a dragon in your hand, because there's nothing that your opponent can do to stop you from having a dragon in your hand, but they can stop you from having cards on the board by killing them. If you're holding the dragon, it'll gain 1/1 and become a 3/5. Now, a 3 mana 3/5 is, of course, really good. This is in dragon-specific decks, of course, this is going to be used. Most likely, it's a pretty good card. In dragon-specific decks, in general Constructed, this is going to have no use. In non-dragon-specific decks, no use at all. And in Arena, unless you already have a bunch of dragons, it's probably going to be a 2/4 for 3 mana, which is a pretty average/low tier card. Next up, we have a Hungry Dragon, a 4 mana 5/6, with a Battlecry, summon a random 1-cost minion for your opponent. Now, of course, when Zombie Chow came out, it was a 1 mana 2/5, and it had a little downside to it as well. Everyone was like, oh, 1 mana 2/5, it seems good, but you're restoring 5 health to your opponent? No, that's actually really bad. Turns out, it's actually really good in control decks, and I think the same thing is going to be true for the Hungry Dragon. It's going to be very good in control decks, and especially where if you already have minions on board, and you're going to be able to kill their 1-cost minion the same turn that you play the Hungry Dragon, it's going to be very valuable. This is also going to be very good in Arena, probably one of the top-tier Arena cards, Zombie Chow is. Zombie Chow is a top-tier Arena card, and I think that this is going to be a top-tier Arena card as well. Next up, we have the Grim Patron. This has spiked a lot of interest. Whenever this minion survives damage, summon another Grim Patron. Of course, this basically means whenever this guy takes damage, you get another one, and when that takes damage, you'll get another one. A lot of interesting combos that people have seen are things like Bouncing Blades, which deals 1 damage to a random minion until it kills a minion. Yes, they've already confirmed that Bouncing Blades will summon, or Grim Patron will summon before the Bouncing Blade continues. So you could play Bouncing Blades, and if this is the only minion on the board, then basically you're going to fill your board up with 3/3s, but just note that that is a 10 mana combo, and a full board of 3/3s for 10 mana. Oh, they're not actually going to be 3/3s though, because some of them are going to be damaged due to the fact that Bouncing Blades is going to damage them for 1 mana each time, and it's also not completely... I'm not sure exactly what the odds are, but there's not a 100% chance that you're even going to fill up your board with 3/3s, because it could just hit 1 3 times. Another thing that people have been talking about is the War Song Commander, which will basically give these minions charge, which can be useful, but I honestly don't see... I feel like decks are going to be created around this minion to make it useful, but it's probably going to be pretty low tier in Arena, and it's only going to be useful in decks created to make it useful, in my opinion. The Dark Iron Sculler, this is a rogue-specific card, the only class card that we've seen so far, basically deals 2 damage to all undamaged minions. So what that means is if the minion hasn't taken damage yet, and it's at full health, it'll deal 2 damage. So basically like a Consecration, but it costs 1 mana more, yet you're getting a 4/3 on the board. So it's like a better version of Consecration that only deals damage to undamaged minions. This can be pretty good, and I think it would probably go well in a control deck, but Rogue isn't really built to be control deck. It's, you know, not, yeah, it's not really meant to be that type of control deck. So I think that this might have use in specific Rogue decks. Probably not Oil Rogue. Oil Rogue already has so much AoE. Maybe they'd take out something like Fan of Knives and replace it with this, but I honestly don't think that that would be good, actually, because Fan of Knives is a spell which has all the synergy with, you know, your Violet Teachers and everything, and your prep and all that stuff. But in Arena, the Dark Iron Sculler is probably going to be pretty good in Constructed. Again, decks will kind of have to be built around it. Not so much as the last cards, but decks are kind of going to have to be built around it to make it good. The next card that we're reviewing is a legendary card, the Rend Blackhand. Battlecry, if you're holding a dragon, destroy a legendary minion. And it's a 7 mana, 8/4. God. Oh my god. When I first saw this, I looked at it and I'm like, destroy a legendary minion? That's actually kind of cool. You know, there aren't any cards that destroy legendary minions. But then I look at it and it's like, it's literally just a double BGH that's susceptible to BGH itself that doesn't just target 7+, but can target legendary minions instead. I mean, 99% of the legendary minions that you'd want to kill with your Rend Blackhand anyways are going to be susceptible to BGH. So it's literally just a worse version of BGH that can only target legendary minions. Constructed, I think this is going to be really bad. Arena, oh my god, Arena, I think this will literally be the worst legendary card in Arena. Like, goddamn, this thing can get BGH'd itself. First of all, you're going to be holding a dragon. You're never going to be holding a dragon in Arena because it's Arena and you don't get to pick your, it's random cards. You won't have a dragon in Arena and destroy a legendary minion. Your enemy won't, there's a very, very small chance that your enemy is even going to have a legendary minion. So destroying that legendary minion, it's basically a 7 mana 8/4, which is literally just a direct downgrade from an already horrible card, Corehound. Corehound is a 7 mana 9/5, which is literally just a better card. But yet, we're saying Corehound is a better card, and Corehound is a suckish card. It's like one of the really bad cards. I mean, I'm not saying it's the worst, but it's a really bad card. And Rend Blackhand is literally just a legendary version of that shitty card. God, it deserved better. It really did. Even if you redistributed the stats, maybe made it 6 mana and made it like a 6/6, so like a 6 mana 6/6, you can probably, if you do that, imagine how the developers looked when they were designing this card. Oh god, it's so bad. And yet, it had such potential destroying legendary. I mean, that's a really cool mechanic. Destroy a legendary minion. But yet, this is what they give us? Such a bad card. Anyways, there were a few other things that I'd like to talk about that were announced. This new board, as you see here. Here are some new card backs. Unfortunately, you have to pre-order in order to get this one, which kind of sucks. And then, one thing that I'm actually really excited for is Hearthstone was announced on mobile. Yay! You're now going to be able to play it on your phone, which is great. It does seem like it's going to be a little bit cramped. I mean, if you look over here, you can see that your mana total is a little bit just cramped in there a little bit. I think if you look over on the left-hand side, they can sort of push everything over and get rid of that little area over there to make more room for your mana and the end turn thing. It does look a little bit cramped, but besides that, I think it's going to be really fun. It sounds really good. This expansion will be available for pre-order, if you want to hate yourself, the 22nd or 23rd, depending on what region you are, of March 2015. That's my review for all these cards. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment what you thought of all these cards. And, yeah, see you guys next time.